Welcome
folks,
back,
welcome back to
everyone, to
Tech and
another
Trials, the
exciting
podcast where we
episode
put the
of
latest
Tech
tech
and
trends
Trail.
on
I'm
your
Sal, your
technology
host,
host, and I have
and as
Victor with
always,
me.
I'm joined by Victor,
Hey
CEO of
everyone, I'm
Apogee
Victor, the
Suite.
CEO of Apogee Suite, a
Today,
tech
we're
aficionado,
diving deep
and I guess
into
our
the
resident specialist
transformative
today.
potential of
Oh, you
natural
are,
language
for sure you are,
processing.
man.
But before we unravel
Today,
this
we're
tech
diving deep
wonder,
into a hot
make sure you hit the
topic, like
subscribe button to
one of
stay
the
up to date
most
with
prominent
all
topics
things
we've been
tech and
talking
AI.
about, NLP innovations in the legal
NLP,
industry.
folks, it's
So,
more than
legal
just
tech
three
people, stay
letters.
tuned.
It's
But
changing the
before we get
game
started,
across
make
the
sure you hit that
industry,
subscribe
and
button,
we're here
keep
to
your
break
up
it
with
down
your
for
tech
you.
shenanigans.
Victor,
Victor,
my
you
man,
ready?
with all of the
Shenanigans,
answers.
great
How's
word.
it going,
Born
buddy?
ready though. Let's do it.
Oh, there
All
you
the
go.
answers. Hey Sal. Hey
So,
everyone.
folks,
Excited to dig into NLP's
NLP.
transformative
Okay.
magic today.
We all know it's
Well,
changing
let's
the
dive
game
deep
in the legal
into.
world. Legal tech is
Okay,
a hot
let's
topic
kick
all
off
around.
with
If you go to LinkedIn or
healthcare
any other social
advancements.
forum, people are talking
So
about that
NLP is
and
doing some
articles and
heavy
everything else. So
lifting on the
lawyers,
medical world.
brace yourselves.
So Victor,
So you're talking
what's the
about
scoop on
chatbots,
this?
contract
Yeah, you bet,
analysis, and
Sal.
it
It has
all
sort of
walk
become
together.
like a doctor's
So,
sidekick
Victor,
now, or
I
its
know you've been
understudy or
working with
something
some
like
stuff
that.
like that. Can you
It's
tell us,
now
like,
at a
where are
point
you
where you
guys now?
can
Like, where you
feed,
been?
a lot
Thanks,
of
Sal.
medical data into
Yeah,
NLP
well,
systems.
at the end of the day, I'm just
It
a
can
tech
help you with
enthusiast who's
diagnosis.
been living and breathing
It can
NLP
help
for
save
years now.
costs, reduce
That's it.
time
Only that.
for patient outcomes.
Yeah, I mean,
what it
really
does is
what
it lets
I've
doctors
seen
breathe a little
is
easier now.
how
How NLP and AI and generative
Oh,
AI
that's
generally,
yeah. I mean, the
generative AI
ultimate
generally, that
medical
sounds funny.
wingman.
We're good
Yeah,
today.
law
So I
firms
saw in an
more
article the other
efficient.
day
It's
that
allowing them
AIs
to
are
cut
now
out
able
a
to
lot of needless
identify
but tedious steps
people with
in all
diabetes
kinds
by
of,
listening
whether
to
it's
them
legal
for like about
proceedings
10 to 20
or
seconds. Hey,
contracts
that's
or
amazing.
agreement. Yeah, it's cutting out a
Well,
lot of that sort of
let's
heft that
dive
used to
deep
be there.
into a
And I
different
can't wait to
topic.
One I
share the
am
rest of this
Particularly
scoop with
fond of
everybody
it, which
today.
is
It's
content
really
Oh yeah,
generation.
I think it's about
So
a lot of
NLP is
what we've
helping
been
us
seeing. It's a lot
kind of churn
about
out
speed
content
and
faster
accuracy.
than
So
ever.
a lot of we're gonna
What's
talk
your
about
take on
is
it?
it's related to that. Let's start with
Yeah, I
researching the
mean,
scope.
Sal, we're in an
So
era where it's
this is
becoming
one
all
of
about
the
speed, and
most
obviously, like,
comprehensive and I
content
would say
requires you to
kind of
have
a
quality there
tedious
too,
type of
right?
attention to detail
So
game
let's
kind
take
of a
OpenAI's
situation, right?
GPT-3,
So
for example, and even
research and
GPT-4.
discovery with
It's
NLP
really
is
not
game changing,
replacing
right?
writers. It's
Yeah,
giving
absolutely,
them
Sal. I mean,
superpowers.
research,
It's kind of making them
e-discovery, all the
superheroes.
stuff.
Imagine
where,
that you're finding a
you
needle in
can
the haystack. Thanks to
basically
NLP
train
is
GPT-3
sped up like
to
crazy. The
sound
process
like you
of
and
finding and
give it
producing
all of your prior
electronic
work,
evidence,
and
or
then it
just
can at
evidence
least
in all
generate
kinds
like
of
the
legal
starting
cases
point of a
is
topic that
becoming
you're
almost
talking
like
about.
so that's sort of the power
Data
that
that's getting
writers
to
are
a
getting
place
now,
where,
and why
why would you
they
ever
can
want to read
put
these
out
things
so much
yourself?
more than
What
they
it's doing
were
is
in the
it's making
past.
lawyers'
What they're
lives
doing is they're
much
getting more
easier,
done,
and
in
of
a
course,
lot
it's
less
super
time.
cost effective
Yeah,
because
even
you could do this
the
overnight
systems
while
that
you're
like
in
using
bed,
AI to
or at a
can
client
train your
meeting or
voice,
whatever.
like it to
Guess
sound
what?
like you,
It's also
to have the
environmentally friendly
same
because there's a lot
tone
less paper.
and mannerisms like
So
like you have,
context,
like
there
you
used
and
to
I
be
and,
the
and
bane of
everyone's.
lawyers
So
existing.
I mean, not
Yeah,
only
So
I mean,
now NLP
for the
is
visual
making
side,
that
you can
easier
train
too, I
AIs
guess. Hey,
to draw or take photos or
Absolutely, Sal.
generate photos
What we've
that
seen
are in
is
your style
prior
as well,
to
which is
NLP
kind of cool,
tools,
right?
or
So
oh
everything
yeah,
in generative
style.
AI NLP
Yeah.
tools,
yeah. I mean,
we
like
had a
not
lot of
only
plates
the
and
kind of a
templated tools
content
and
producers in
like
general,
data
but
rooms that people
super
would use,
writers now.
where
Like,
you would basically
Yeah.
get almost
I
fillable
like that. I
PDFs of
mean,
sorts.
that's
They're
the
probably in
creativity
docs
that
or
needs
whatever,
efficiency.
but it allows you
yeah,
to, in a templated
Synergy, like
world, just
that's
kind
the
of
point
like
of
fill in the
conference. I
things you
think
need.
it's
NLP
an
tools
awesome
now can
development
quickly
that we can
analyze
see unfold
Yeah, we're
right
getting
contracts.
to a
They can
place where we
identify
actually
crucial
understand how to use
clauses.
the AI
They can
to
stop
not replace ourselves,
inconsistencies
but
in
to
no
like
time.
really
So
augment the
you
things
can
that we do.
basically have it spit
Indeed,
out an
yeah. I
entire
think
contract for you,
that's the
and
best
then
of both
analyze
worlds.
it with
Okay,
you
let's
so that
move
you get to
on
the best
to
place
a different
and make
topic.
sure that
Otherwise,
it's
you're gonna keep talking
jurisdiction
about
specific
content
We
and,
could.
of course,
yeah.
part of the law that you need.
So there's
It's like
one
having another,
particular
or a
we
super
listed here
paralegal,
as part
actually.
of all of
It's
the
not just a
advancements,
super
which
paralegal, it's a
is
super
the
paralegal on
enhanced
steroids.
search
It's
and
like
recommendation
shiny and
systems.
like,
So been talking about a
glowing a
lot
little
about
bit.
that, particularly
What it
in
does is it
the
saves
legal
time
world and so
and
on.
it
But
helps reduce risk quite a
NLP
bit.
kind
I
of
think that's the
been working
biggest
behind the
like
scenes
difference
to understand
across legal
preferences
is
and
it's like
to to
risk
understand what we
mitigation
want
with
better.
NLP,
What's the deal here?
provided that, of course, you have the
Well,
right
Sal,
tool
it's sort of
and
how,
implement it
okay, if we
right.
go back to
I think
recommendation
it's
systems
really
period,
changing
like
the
the one
game,
that
and
everyone
it's
sort
going
of
to change it
understands
even more
innately
smoothly.
is like the Netflix
But
recommendations,
Oh,
right?
there
can't
you
Or
go.
forget
Yeah.
about
YouTube, any one of these systems, right?
legal
Like
research in
it gets to
general.
know your
What I'm
preferences
going to be
from
curious
what
to
you've
understand is
watched
like how
and the sort
NLP
of tags and
will
things
shake or
therein,
shaking things
and then
out
it builds like
when
a
it comes to
curated list
legal
for you. It's sort
research.
of like your concierge. which is
Right.
kind of nice,
So
right?
NLP
Now
generally
NLP
can help
systems
lawyers
have
sift
made
through
these
heaps of
recommendations
legal
and
data
even easier
to
because
help
you can
find like the
extract
golden nuggets
metadata
that are there,
and
you know.
do all
It
kinds of
requires
comparisons of this
the system
metadata
to actually
using
like
systems
I
that are
guess
already doing
recreate
NLP for you.
the
So you can
content
provide
of
it a
those
lot of written
documents in a
stuff
way
rather
that the
than turning
NLP,
everything
the AI
into
understands. But
specific
that's the only
signals
step
that
that
really
really
has
has
to
to happen.
happen. So
It's
now
a
that gives
proprietary
you
stuff
the
for
ability
many
for
companies,
NLP
but
to give
you know,
like super
it needs
easy
to happen.
recommendations
And then
and create
by doing
recommendation
that and
systems
passing it through
that'll
to the
suggest
system,
whether it's
becomes like
content
having
or
your research
drugs
assistant on
or
overdrive.
legal advice that you
It becomes
need,
all about
love,
finding
or
the right
will
precedent
consume.
and the cases
And of
really
course,
quickly.
this also
And
helps
really,
search
that's
engines
just
'cause
like
they're mostly
a
about
Google
content
search
and
at this
text.
point.
like
So
publicly
what's
available.
happening
So
is
of course,
NLP
if
and
you have a
generative AI
system
is
that
sort of
speeds and
starting to
speeds
become
up
a little bit
the
like a mind
research
reader.
and
It's
provides you with
allowing
more
you
accuracy,
to get the thing you
for
wanted,
sure you're gonna have
sometimes
something
without even
like
realizing you wanted it.
a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good
that's
result
like
out
Yeah.
in
of
the
search
marketing
engine.
world, that's what
I
we call
mean,
the predictive model.
other
It's a
than
lot
that,
of
there's
the
like a
pattern and
really like a cool
behavior
one,
that
which I
these
personally like, which is
tools and
predictive
technology
analytics.
takes and basically
So
do the,
that's
I'm
the
quoting here,
famous
the
kind of
mind
a crystal
reading.
ball for lawyers, isn't it?
It sounds like a kind of a
Absolutely.
sci-fi
It's
coming
not
true,
just strictly
basically.
predictive analytics. It's not
Yeah.
like necessarily
I
analytics. It's
mean,
just predictions in
we covered a
general.
lot of the
But you know, when
the
layered
heavy
onto
topics today, and
let's say
of
court
course,
prior
like
decisions,
it's
some kind
a
of cause
shorter
for
episode.
action
We're gonna
or
dive deep
facts
into
of a
these
new case,
topics a
you can
little
get to a
bit more
place
over the
where
next
the
episodes.
NLP can start
But
to
from
forecast outcomes
NLP
based on
changing
historical
healthcare
data and legal
content, recommendation
precedents. So
systems,
then,
just
if
I
you
think
give
it's
it all
just
these
getting
legal
started, just the
precedents and your
tip of
data,
the
it can
iceberg, I
sort
gotta
of
say. So
start
I can't
guessing
wait to
at
see
whether
where
or not
kind
you
of
have a
this
good
all
case, a
these
good
tech
defense, or
advancements is
possibly
taking
even a good
us.
prosecution of the case.
For sure,
It's
Sal.
not
I mean, the
quite possibilities are
clairvoyance, but
really
it's pretty
endless at
close.
this point. We're just scratching the
We can
surface, and I
see
think
something
you know people are
close
going
like
to be
that
floored by
happening
what we
real
can do
soon.
with
I
these
mean,
systems,
before we
NLP
wrap
and
up,
AI generally.
I think
It's really an
we
exciting time to
cannot
be
talk
a
about
tech
NLP in the
enthusiast.
legal world
Oh
without
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
And
ethical
speaking of exciting
considerations.
times,
So it's not
don't
all
forget to
sunshine
subscribe
and
to
so
Tech
on.
on
Like
Tribe for
with
more tech
all tech
adventures.
advancements,
Thanks
there's
for
always a
joining us
risk. There's
today,
always
guys. And
something you need
until
to
next
keep an
time,
eye on.
keep
But
exploring the
what's your
tech
take on it?
world.
You're
And
absolutely
see you
right,
next time,
Sal.
folks.
NLP and AI just they bring massive benefits, that's for sure. It does obviously also raise the question of data privacy, bias in
Welcome back,
algorithms, and
everyone,
the
to
potential for
another
job
exciting
displacement.
episode of Tech on
I mean, it's
Trial.
essential to
I'm
keep an
Sal, your
eye on these
host,
issues
and
moving
as
forward,
always,
and
I'm joined by
also
Victor,
it's
CEO of Apple
really
G Suite.
pertinent for
Today,
people
we're
to
diving
partner
deep
or
into the
create their AIs
transformative
such
potential
that
of
it
natural language
uses their own
processing.
data as much as
But
possible rather
before
than
we
just
unravel this tech
taking models
wonder,
off the shelf,
make sure you hit
because
the
then you're
subscribe button
reducing the
to stay up
bias
to date
and
with all
kind of
things tech and AI.
tailoring the AI to your own world,
NLP,
which is what Apogee
folks,
Suite does. It
it's
really
more
wants
than
to make
just
sure that
three
this becomes
letters.
part of your
It's
world
changing the
rather than
game
the
across the
generalized world of
industry,
all kinds
and
of
we're here
things.
to break it down for you.
Well, there you have
Victor,
it, folks.
my
I
man,
mean,
with all of
we
the
wrap it up
answers.
one more
How's it going, buddy?
episode of
All
Tech
the
on
answers.
Trial.
Hey, Sal.
NLP
Hey,
innovations
everyone.
are
Excited to
turning
dig
the legal
into
industry
NLP's
upside down,
transformative
and the
magic
future
today.
looks exciting. Well,
But
let's
I'm
dive
pretty
deep
sure
into.
that's a bright
Okay,
future
let's
ahead of
kick
us.
off with
Victor, I'd
healthcare
like to thank you
advancements.
again for being our
So
NLP guy
NLP is
today,
doing some
as
heavy
usual.
lifting on the medical
It's my
world.
pleasure, Sal. Tech
So Victor,
and
what's
law
the
is
scoop on
always a
this?
huge thrill. Yeah, you bet, Sal.
If
It
you
has sort of
enjoyed this
become
episode,
like a
don't forget
doctor's
to subscribe
sidekick
to Tech
now,
on
or its
Trial.
understudy,
We'll
or
be
something
back with
like
more
that.
exciting
It's
tech
now
adventures.
at
Until
a
next
point where
time,
you can
stay
feed,
curious,
you know,
guys.
a lot of medical data into NLP systems. It can help you with diagnoses. It can help save